What's good, producers? Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com here with another Producer Motivation 911. Producers, we're finally going to talk about it. We're finally getting to it. Now, I haven't been putting this off. I just wanted to make sure I waited till the perfect time to talk about driving traffic to your website and driving traffic to your beat stores. Now, last week's video was about basically a checklist that you want to go through to see why you're not selling beats. Now, many of you asked and said, well, first of all, I'm not even getting traffic. Good. Well, this 5-part segment is basically going to wrap up everything that you need to know about the way that I drive traffic to my websites and my beat stores, and basically how you can maintain that traffic. Make sure that you're getting quality traffic, more importantly than anything else. My goal is not to get you 100,000 views of just anything. You can get 100,000 views from R&B liking artists and you're a trap producer. That's not my goal. I'm trying to get you quality traffic. So if I can get you 1,000 people who are getting to your website, but say only 2% of them actually convert, that to me is okay, because you have a higher percentage of converting if we know that that traffic is relevant to what you are doing. So in this first segment of the 5 videos, I want to make sure that I break it down for you that the philosophy that you have in driving traffic is far more important than how to drive traffic. I mean, I can tell you where I get my traffic right now, which is SoundClick, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, I can give you all the tricks, but if you don't understand the philosophy of why I do the particular things that I do on these networks, you won't understand how it's driving traffic. Now, before anything else, I got to make sure that you understand this is a thorough process, and you got to make sure that no matter what you do, what you're a part of, you got to do 2 things. You got to promise me you're going to do 2 things. Keep your logo close and keep sharing your website wherever you go. Those 2 things need to be attached to you like business cards, because after all, we're trying to drive traffic. Well, the most logical way to drive traffic is to continue to share your website. Continue to put it in people's brains that, look, I am a producer. This is my beat website. Now, there are 4 basic ways that I utilize the websites that I mentioned to you. There are 4 ways and 4 mentalities that I have within every single website that drives people from those websites over to my website. Right? Because I made a video about it earlier. You don't want to rely on these websites. Any website out here can be MySpace. And you know what I mean when I say MySpace. So that being said, I have 4 basic philosophies when it comes to driving traffic to my website, to my beat store. The first one, I'm looking for free traffic wherever I can find free traffic. Now, I know a lot of you probably had your credit cards ready, like, all right, where do I invest first? Where do I pay for my advertisement dollars? No, not quite yet. You need to look for as much free traffic as possible. Why? Because if you have free traffic, it'll give you more opportunity to build up capital so that you know, look, if I continue to invest into here, now say, for instance, you have YouTube traffic, and say you're getting a lot of YouTube traffic based upon making Jay-Z type beats, and you see it works for you. Well, it makes a lot of sense to then go invest into the YouTube promotion ads, because now you see this is a proven model. You see that you're getting a good report from people and they're receptive to you. But I don't believe in just spending all your money. If you got a budget, I don't believe in spending all your budget and just hoping for customers and praying that somebody comes and buys. I don't believe in that. So first things first, I'm looking for free traffic before I pay for anything. Second way that I drive traffic to my website and my beat page, I make sure that wherever I post content that is native to that actual website. Now, when I say native content, I mean basically using a social network like you were supposed to be using it. I mean, think about yourself if you were never a producer and you never had any beats to sell. How would you be using Instagram? Would you be using it the same? If you were just a regular Joe Schmo, would you be posting up flyers? Would you be posting up, buy these 3 beats and buy these? Would you be posting that kind of information? If you wouldn't be posting that, you're not using these social networks as they were intended to be used. So the second thing that I share in these videos is how to use every single social network so that you are using what they're giving to you in a native way. You want to make sure that you're speaking the language of that social network. Now, a book we're going to kind of go back and forth from is one of my favorites by Gary Vee called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. Now, you can fast forward through all of these lessons and get this book for yourself, but we're going to be going a lot into this book and referencing a lot of information that he shares because he's absolutely right. What happens is A lot of these corporations and a lot of these artists and producers start using these websites thinking that they're exception to the rule because they're selling something. Yes, you are a business, but you still have to connect with people on a human level. Only way you're going to do that is by posting content that is native. So if you're on Instagram, if you see a bunch of people posting photos and that's what most people are engaging with on your timeline, well, why wouldn't you post a photo that can both be promotional but at the same time be native to the actual website? So we're going to break that down in another video of how to make sure that your content is native so it drives traffic to your website and your beat store. The third philosophy, are you active within the community? If you are active in the message boards, if you're active in the comment section, if you're on YouTube, say for instance, if you're active in there and you are constantly posting your website, or maybe your website is all over your videos, making sure that you consistently post and people can attribute some kind of positive feeling to your name and your brand. So if you're leaving positive comments, just leave positive comments. If you don't feel good about leaving a positive comment on a video, don't leave any comment at all. But make sure you're leaving positive comments so that people have this era of positivity in their head when it comes to you. Now, making sure that you posting these positive comments on a daily basis will ensure that you are embedded in people's minds. And the only way to do that is to jump in the community and be one of the members. You got to jump in there and be one of the members. You have to make sure that beyond just being another seller out here, people realize, yo, this is somebody who is of value and is contributing something valuable to the community. The fourth philosophy you want to have to drive traffic to wherever you want to drive traffic, make sure you're posting consistently. Because nothing drives traffic more than consistency. If you're consistently putting up content on your SoundCloud, if you're consistently putting up videos on your YouTube, if you're consistently putting up all this information that basically draws people to your work, then they're going to naturally want to inquire more about your work. But you got to make sure that you're doing it the right way. Make sure that you're doing things on a schedule. So like I said, we're going to break this down into a 5-point segment to where you're going to get all of these different tools that I'm sharing with you very briefly right now, because I want to make sure you have the philosophy and understand that I'm not here to try to get you 500,000 people unless it's 500,000 people that are most relevant to what you're selling. Now, if you can get that philosophy, I think you're going to love this next 4 videos that I'm going to share with you. Like I said, today's just a philosophy, but producers, if you have any strategies that you would like to share with your fellow producers, man, this is a sharing community. By all means, share some of your strategies that you like to drive traffic. But until then, just buckle up for the ride. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment at the bottom. Once again, this has been another Producer Motivation 911, Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.